of May is officially underway here in Indy. This is the best month for the series each and every year. It feels good to see cars on track when they're racing for real. Here we go, the Sonsio Grand Prix is underway, and Palou immediately takes a defensive line down the inside. He's going to force Lundgaard around the long way.
It was a really nice start. Now 2 wide at the front, 3 wide behind. Scott Dixon might be in trouble here. Palou goes a little wide. Lundgaard tried on the outside of 2 with chaos behind.
Whoa, how many cars? There's 4 or 5 cars on the grass. Will Power was a big winner in that one.
6 cars stacked up at the back there, but everybody rolling as Christian Lundgaard made the outside work, and Lundgaard to the front.
A little hip check there from Linus Lundqvist on Rinus VeeKay, as now Grosjean's going to make it 3 wide in the back, but it's Lundgaard up front defending against Palou.
Newgarden on the inside of Pato O'Ward. Marcus Armstrong is in the mix. Lundgaard just told the 3 of us in the pre-race show down there, I'm tired of being the first loser, and he said, I want to win today, and there's some big moves going on. That was Rossi with a good one. Teo Porcher in the mix as well.
Rossi putting a move on Graham Rahal, and also Pietro Fittipaldi in the mix in that MyJack number 30. A great start for young driver Fittipaldi.
And that's a big move from Rossi on the inside of turn 10. You saw Rahal try to defend, but Alex was having none of it, chucked it up the inside, made it stick, and guys, Lundgaard staying ahead, and again, he's on those harder primary tires. That's an impressive first lap.
Look at the front wing damage. I think that's Canapino.
Canapino and Kiffin Simpson on his outside there in the blue and orange car.
There was a little piece of carbon fiber that kicked off Canapino's car, and it went into the radiator intake for Stingray Robb.
Wow, what a wild opening lap of this 85-lap Sonsio Grand Prix. Christian Lundgaard, there's Stingray Robb trying to go around Christian Rasmussen. Couldn't quite get it done. So Lundgaard leads Palou, Power, Dixon, Newgarden in the top 5. Here we go, moves everywhere. Santino Ferrucci on the inside of Marcus Ericsson made it work.
Look who's coming to the outside of Ferrucci. Is that the 77? Indeed it is, Romain Grosjean. This is gonna get really good.
You called it at the top of the show, T-Bell. These 2 are side by side now heading into 12. Ericsson wants to get involved.
Look out, look out. And Ferrucci said he's not gonna make any friends this year, and he runs Grosjean wide.
I don't know how Roman didn't see that coming. Ericsson trying to capitalize in 13. Now he pushes Ferrucci just off.
Feisty Ferrucci is getting it from every angle. He mixes it up there with Ericsson. On board here with McLaughlin. He's looking to make a move on the AJ Foyt 14.
Big train of cars, push to pass active. You could see he had it going, but Ferrucci with such a big toe. Now Ericsson on the inside of Rasmussen in 1, outside of 2, can't make it stick.
This is wild. Here on the Indy road course, this is McLaughlin on the inside of Ferrucci.
He's going to want to open his hands and make sure that that's sorted before they get to the chicane. There it is, McLaughlin on those soft tires. Ferrucci trying to hang on those harder primaries.
Ferrucci kind of did the dirty there on Grosjean, and the penalty was these next 3 cars got around him quite easily. So Ferrucci really struggling, along with the 60 here of Felix Rosenqvist, who locks up and goes off in 7.
What happened to Rosenqvist? He started up in 10th position, and now we find him all the way down to the back. One of those cars must have been involved in that first turn melee.
And Porcher as well.
We called in
7
keep
positions.
focused here. It's all we can do.
So he's scrambling to catch up. Meanwhile, these front 2 have gapped Will Power. The front 2 being Lundgaard and Palou. Dixon's trying to stay with Power. Newgarden, O'Ward, Armstrong a solid start. So too Alexander Rossi. Rahal and Fittipaldi, all 3 RLL cars in the top 10. Let's go back and show you the opening chaos.
So Santino Ferrucci right here is totally focused on Grosjean, kind of drives him over. Ferrucci gets to the exit curve, but Ericsson is right there as we go back to the start, and what a move out of Lundgaard. Jammed up Palou early. Palou goes wide, Lundgaard does the crossover and then has the advantage as they get to turn 3.
And you just see that chaos behind. Let's take a look at where it all starts. We see a lock up there. Looks like Pietro Fittipaldi gets into Rinus VeeKay. That just creates a chain reaction. Cars taking that avoiding action across the grass, and now we see from on board of Christian Lundgaard the pass for the lead. Dummies Palou into going a little bit too deep. Lots of respect, racing room here between the 2 drivers, and now easy inside move for Lundgaard, but to pull it off on the primaries is impressive.
And This is Colton Herta. There's contact between the teammates. Oh my goodness.
Marcus Ericsson in the 28 with heavy contact on board here with Herta. Listen. Boom.
I'm not sure if Ericsson got loose maybe or thought he was going to go into the back.
Kiffin Simpson was there. I want to go back to the start because I was thinking maybe McLaughlin got into VK. Here's on McLaughlin. Let's see what happens.
I think it's maybe, yeah, you see.
Oh, you're right.
Fittipaldi on the inside. That's Felix Rosenquist in front. Andy Stahl
McLaughlin's just a victim of the contact that led VK to get into him.
Took a long time to get rid of Andy Stahl. You heard the engine revving up. These cars have a software that prevents it from stalling, but you have to depress the clutch for a certain amount of time before you can get going.
Kevin?
And that contact with Romain Grosjean with Santino Ferrucci has led to damage. He said something is broken. He is not pitting yet, but that might be why he's been losing positions.
This is Scott McLaughlin, Sonsio Chevy. He's chasing the rookie, Christian Rasmussen.
On push to pass, you can see all 6 blue lights lit up on McLaughlin's wheel. He gives a little bit of a squeeze there in the brake zone, leaves just enough room for Rasmussen. Got his right rear on the grass. It spun up, but McLaughlin able to hold on with the move.
Christian with a little bit of rear lock right at the end of that brake zone, nearly collected McLaughlin, but both guys leaving just enough room. Let's take another look back at it. Just watch the blue car on the inside right there. Big correction.
Oh.
So lucky to not collect McLaughlin there.
McLaughlin did a really nice job, Diff, just leaving Rasmussen enough to be walking the tightrope and a little anxious, and that gave him enough to make the move in the next corner.
Because this is going to be a red race. That's going to be the preferred tire. So what you want to do is you want to limit the amount of running on the less preferred tire. In this case, the black sidewall primary, as one of those drivers, Colton Herta, now dives into pit lane. So if you're on these primaries, I think you're going to see a shorter first stint, see those black runners come in earlier, and then try to extend on the reds, vice versa, Kevin, for the drivers starting on the red sidewalls.
And from talking to Colton Herta and also his strategist Rob Edwards this morning, it was a fluid strategy, but they had the extra set of alternates, and they're going to another one here for this first stop. It would depend on whether they picked up a lot of spots early. They didn't, so they go ahead and come in early, and now their hope is that a yellow comes at some point and allows them to cycle through.
Either way, if a yellow doesn't come, Kevin, the goal for Colton Herta right now is get out in clean air and go absolutely qualifying quick for 25 laps.
This is a crucial part for these segments as we see both the leaders coming in. Surprising that Palou didn't try to do the overcut, stay out on the racetrack as Lundgaard came to pit and tried to fuel up. So Kevin, this is lining up to be a duel in pit lane for the lead of the race.
So who is going to be the quicker pit crew? It is an easy in, and it will be an easy out for Alex Palou off of the used set of alternates, the softers, and this is a scuffed set of primaries. Slight wing change, blows away, Marty.
Scott Dixon, who also pitted from 4th. Christian Lundgaard going to use alternate tires, said the car was flawless. Remember, he said last year we lost his race partially on pit road as well, but that was a clean stop from the RLL group who beats Palou off pit road and holds the lead. Let's see where it all cycles out though, Diff.
And here comes Will Power on the right-hand side of your screen. So Lundgaard and Palou, but Power in that Verizon Chevy. This is going to be close. Power, can he squeeze through on Alex Palou? He can't quite get it done.
Palou still has cold Firestone, so it's going to be suboptimal through this right and left-hander. If Power can stay close, get on push to pass, he might have a shot in the next brake zone.
It's going to be, big correction there from Power. He lost a little bit of time. You see those blue lights indicating the push to pass. He just turned it off. Oh no, he's going to go for the dive on those warm alternates.
How about that? Has he gone too wide? Here comes Alex back. Power's got that preferred inside line.
All the while, Christian Lundgaard with a big smile. Watching that battle in his mirrors, Lundgaard had about a 1/10 of a second gap on Palou on pit lane, and now it's about 2 seconds.
The 10 crew was about a second faster in the box than the 45, but that's just exactly the margin that Lundgaard had coming to the line in pit lane, and now this little bit of breathing room gave him enough time to get those alternates up to temperature, and now he just needs to get back into cruise control.
If you're Christian Lundgaard, you don't want to see either Will Power or Alex Palou in your mirror, but which one of the two would you rather see?
Willpower on Reds at a track that he's won at 5 times. I don't know if I love that.
It's a toss-up. We're talking about champions in both cases and two of the fastest drivers in the world.
I'll take you back just a couple of moments ago, and it's been the eventful weekend continues for Colton Herta. That's Rinus VeeKay up ahead, turn 12.
Looks to the outside, crosses over. Oh, boy!
Oh.
Colton Herta put a move on Scott Dixon just like that at Barber at the last race. That timing is unreal. Watch Herta with the dive.
Unintentional. I don't want to say the timing was unreal. I think the luck there was unreal. The avoidable, the hand motions, you know, the quick hands was unreal in that case. But look at, was that little puffs of smoke coming off the 26 there? Deep onto the brakes, both drivers.
But that's a trend that's developing. I know at the Barber Pass, we heard it put that on Dixon. It was also at the very last second, and it looked almost coincidental, the timing. But 2 races in a row, Hinch, I'm starting to see some magic.
Let's take a little bit of a replay here on board with Graham Rahal. That's Pato O'Ward in front here. Easy by for Graham Rahal. He is moving his way through the field right now. And Marty, what do we know about the 15?
As the 21 is on pit road, Rinus VeeKay. Remember, Graham Rahal also started 9th today, ran really long in that first run of the day. That pass was for the 6th position. But is there an issue on the 15 car? Listen in.
That's developed a pretty good vibration. Just FYI. Copy.
And since that one mention of the vibration, nothing since. And then he completed a pass. Pretty impressive for Graham Rahal, Kevin.
And remember, Colton Herta started all the way back in 24th, so he's made up half that ground. He's up to 12th now. Let's hear what they're talking about.
How the f*** are you giving me a 95 at the beginning of this thing? Now it's down to an 87.
We burned more for longer on the first half where we were making sure we edged out these guys.
So the fuel number changed. Colton wanted to know why he didn't have it at the beginning, but sometimes the plans get adjusted mid-stints.
Now he goes into defense mode, and speaking of defense, VeeKay defending against Rahal into 7.
Graham Rahal and Rinus VeeKay going at it here. VeeKay with the advantage. You see push to pass seconds remaining. Graham Rahal's used up quite a bit. Not as much as Pato O'Ward. He's been on the button a lot.
But crucially, this is not for position. We had that problem in the pits for Rinus VeeKay. He's a lap down. Let's take a look. You see the right rear was not on.
Oh, that's why he got held up.
So Graham Rahal desperately trying to get around him because he is a lap down.
Guys, somebody we haven't heaped some praise on yet today is this young New Zealander for Chip Ganassi Racing. It is Marcus Armstrong in the 11. He was off to a good start at the season opener in St. Pete and then ran into some brake issues and had a really odd crash that unfortunately made him finish 25th. He was 12th in Long Beach, 9th in Barber. The results are curving and trending in the right direction. And this young second-year driver in his first full season in IndyCar is in the top 5. Good stuff.
So that's when you pit, Hinch. What do you do on that stop? Peter Barron just asked Christian Lundgaard that question a moment ago. What tires do you want on this next stop?
How do you feel about difference between tires? Do you think the new primary would be good?
I certainly don't think that the primaries are going to be bad.
That's an interesting comment, Hinch, from Christian Lundgaard. Remember, he started the race on the primary tires as Joseph Newgarden comes down pit road. Newgarden's really struggled with the older tires today, so pitting early in this window. So what do you think about Lundgaard saying, I don't think primaries will be very good here for this next run?
Well, you got to remember, he has to do his new set of reds first. Sorry, not first, but at some point. He still has to satisfy the rule. He's used a set of reds, but they were scuffed reds, they were used reds. So he's going to have to go to them at some point. The question is on that final stint, do they want to go to another set of used reds, which, remember, they've got 2 runs on them because of making it into the Firestone Fast 6, or do you go to the primaries?
These guys are getting closer. Look at that, 1.3 seconds. Power is starting to get closer to the Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan, Honda.
Lundgaard crosses start finish, turns at 112.2. Will Power at 112.1. Slightly quicker and further back, Alex Palou with a 12.0. So Palou of the leaders, Alex Palou the quickest that last time around.
All right, here comes that Verizon Chevrolet of Will Power. I spoke to him this morning. He reiterated the fact that he did not like last year being his first winless season in 16 years. He said, I am out for the win today, and now he's within 0.6 of a second of the race leader.
It's such a frustrating situation when you're the leader of the race, coming up on lapped cars. But for the rules, they have all the right in the world to run their race. They're fighting for their own position. The command blue flag, which is the flag that is ordering cars to move over, only applies when you are a lap down to the entire field. So right now, that's Tom Blomqvist, and who else is right there in front of...
Well, this is Rosenqvist and Kirkwood right in front of Lundgaard. And to your point, Hinch, they do not have any obligation to move over. In fact, there's a huge incentive for them to stay on the lead lap in case a yellow comes out. So how does the 12 play this? Will Power sitting there, stalking, thinking, strategizing. Marty, what can you tell us?
Well, that sticker set of reds and alternate tires really paying off for Will Power. Now 0.6 behind Christian Lundgaard, who will pit in the next couple of laps, but Power will stay out. That's the whole theory, Townsend. With the sticker set of alternate tires, they wanted to run pretty much until the all Power coming to pit road. That's a last-second call. They were going to run as long as they could, and Dave Faustino making the call to bring him down pit road before Christian Lundgaard. I think this one kind of caught everyone off guard. Talking to some Chevy engineers, they thought Power would stay out longer, but Faustino with a gutsy call here to bring Power down pit road before Christian Lundgaard, even though he was catching him. Let's see if this move enables them to be able to hop over Christian Lundgaard on the racetrack. Used alternate tires going on for Will Power. Pato Ward also on pit road. We'll see where Power cycles out, but Lundgaard was coming the next lap. They said that over the radio. Dave Faustino made that last-second audible to bring Power down pit road.
So the question is, does Power get clean air when he launches? I think Lundgaard, regardless of what he was going to do, should pit right now to cover against Will Power because he's jammed up in that slower traffic. Power comes out right behind Marcus Ericsson there. So this is going to be really close on pit out with Lundgaard.
And you see Lundgaard on the button there, using push to pass, trying to get as close to the cars in front as he dives into pit lane.
Do you think that call from Power was as late as when he saw Lundgaard wasn't coming? They said, come now.
It could be one of those situations where they get on the radio and they tell the driver, do the opposite of the car in front. If they stay out, you pit. If they pit, you stay out. And Marty, now the race leader is down onto pit lane.
And now the move by Peter Barron, bringing his driver Christian Lundgaard, who's led all but 4 laps to this point, 5 laps now to this point in the race, down pit road. Remember what Lundgaard said on the radio. I do not think primary tires will be the move here, but that's what they're going to do, saving that set of sticker alternate tires for the last run of the race. Now the big key, where will the blend happen? A little bit of a stall leaving the pit stall here, Diff, but where's Power on the track?
Down the front straight.
Right at start finish is Will Power in the white, red, and black Verizon car. Drafting up on Marcus Ericsson. Could be close at the exit of one. Look at how jacked up Will Power got behind Ericsson there.
Clear out.
That did not help Power. Ericsson in front, and Lundgaard says thanks very much.
Now Lundgaard's job is going to be to get those primaries, up to temperature, keep Ericsson behind, keep that car in between himself and Will Power to maintain the lead. It was a great call from the 12, but the track position just wasn't there to pull it off, as now he goes for the move on Ericsson, can't get it done.
And Ericsson is not doing Power any favors whatsoever. Marcus Ericsson, who has had a rugged day as Alex Palou comes to the lane. Here's Kev.
Alex Palou comes in. This is a second set of used alternates, the reds. He's still got the sticker set. That's what he'll be able to finish the race on. And now he's going to be racing those that have already stopped.
So the question is, with all of this pack up for Lundgaard and Power, how close is this going to be now with Palou and Dixon coming out of pit lane? There's the yellow and red car of Alex Palou and Lundgaard and Will Power on the front straightaway. Looks like Lundgaard might be okay, but I don't know about Power. Let's see, this is going to be close between Palou and Lundgaard at the front.
Sure is. Here we go for the overall. And the DHL Honda has leapfrogged his way.
Black.
Oh, I thought Lundgaard might lunge it in there.
back to how this race started, with Alex Palou ahead of Christian Lundgaard at the green flag. It wasn't for very long before Lundgaard got around the Spaniard, and here we go. 44 laps to go in the Sonsio Grand Prix. It is on.
Those soft reds are just everything that Palou wanted in this moment. The harder blacks on Christian Lundgaard there, not giving him the braking grip that he needs. Guys, Palou's race was saved by the 45 of Lundgaard catching that lap traffic for so long. He was 3.5, almost 4 seconds back before they caught that traffic. Then he was only 1.5 seconds by the time the 45 dove into pit lane. So this has totally changed the complexity of the race for the 10 car.
However, Alex Palou has lap traffic now in front of him in the way of Augie Canapino, who crosses start-finish.
Below ahead,
Here we go.
99 seconds of overtake.
Here we go, here we go. Is Lundgaard close enough? He thinks about it. Big lock up in turn 1. Couldn't quite get there in the Hy-Vee Honda. He dives for the pits along with Lundgaard and has a little moment there on entry. Here's Palou as well. So the top 3 in the race. They're coming your way, Kevin Lee.
Alex Palou is going to have to go around the arrow. McLaren team's Alexander Rossi's tires, but they move out the front, so he does get a better angle in, and he is one of those. 4 of the 5 in the top 5 have their sticker set of alternates. Front wing change, race on pit road, final stop, Marty.
The top 3 all pitting here on the same lap. They asked Christian Lundgaard to pit. They said, we're coming to pit road. He said, what do you think I've been doing out here? Sticker set of reds going on for Christian Lundgaard, and a massive wing change for those tires. Will Power at the front of pit road going to use red tires. Let's see how this works off pit road. Will Power, I believe, jumped the 45 diff.
It was slow out of the box. The 45 was slow out of the box.
Team Penske has done it again, leaping RLL in the 45 of Lundgaard on pit lane.
It was a slightly faster pit stop as well from the 12 car to the 45, about 0.5 seconds, but now it's sticker reds for Lundgaard, scuffed reds for Power. Can that be a difference here?
Oh boy, the complexion of this race has just changed with a full course yellow. You're looking at Dale Coyne's racing Luca Giotto there in his second IndyCar race, the Italian needing help from the AMR safety team. And the big winner out of this has been Scott McLaughlin. We'll tell you and show you more in a moment. But Luca just coming to a stop on the edge of the track.
I'm guessing he spun if they're refiring his race car. Coming out of turn 10, he's way wide with the wiggle,
Whoa.
Gets onto the grass, and indeed backwards. Does a handy bit of driving to flip the wheel the other way, and says to Rinus VeeKay, hi, my name is Luca.
Green at the Speedway. Alex Palou leads Will Power, the 5-time winner here on the Indy road course. He's in Palou's draft, heading down to turn 1. Armstrong pops out there as well. Dixon has a look on the inside of Lundgaard. And look at this, Power on the outside. Lundgaard going to try and go around the outside of Will Power. Can't quite get it done.
Palou had done the big swerve and got dirt on his tires. All those marbles we talked about. Now Power has to go from offense to defense as Lundgaard and Dixon are right on him, and Alex Palou is checking out once again.
And a great job from Marcus Armstrong, that red and white car in the middle of your screen there, to clear those lapped cars. He's now got a few in between him as we see Colton Herta making moves on Alex Rossi into 7. He's going to execute that one. Herta on the comeback.
The old teammates are racing hard there together, and that Gamebridge Honda's not stopping for anybody.
Not for long.
Whoa.
As Alex Rossi comes right back on Herta, and then Herta crosses him up.
And right at this line, they're going to get pushed to pass right now. Both drivers, I bet, on the button on this run to 12. Rossi's going to try to cut back under. Not quite close enough to do it. Herta gets the position.
I think Rossi just got into the back of Herta a little bit. Former Andretti teammates, not anymore though. Herta with the advantage, and Herta's going to try to catch the draft of the leaders.
Herta driving mad. Ray Hall's behind Stingray Rob. He's going to pop out and take the challenge to Alexander Rossi. 16 laps to go here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. Palou leads by just under a second over Power. Whoa! Contact there between Jack Harvey.
Is that Newgarden?
And Joseph Newgarden, and Rasmussen takes the turn 1 run through.
Meanwhile,
Jack Harvey just drove Joseph Newgarden.
here.
He drove Joseph Newgarden all the way to Noblesville.
1
He I mean, Newgarden had to avoid the attenuator there.
Big move from Kirkwood on that corner as well. 3 wide into turn 1, made it work as we see Kiffin Simpson on the inside. Oh, there's Grosjean on the inside of Pato O'Ward. Pato's been falling back on this restart on those primaries. Lundqvist now going to try to line him up. Frantic few laps of this restart.
And Palou is skipping away, 1.3 seconds on power now. And that first podium of the year for Rahal Letterman Lanigan's not a guarantee yet either. 10 to go for Alex Palou, but let's talk about Pato O'Ward. Marty, what you got?
Diff, it has not been a good day for Pato O'Ward. Started 5th, running 13th right now, and he's very upset with his team about how they managed the end of this race. Listen in.
I have no power. Getting annihilated on the straightaway. I can't fight. We're with you, man. I understand. Just keep pushing hard to the end. Everyone's on grass. Why would we go prime? We're the only idiots on prime.
Pato, there's a lot in there from Pato, isn't there, Hinch? I mean, obviously frustrated with how the engine has been, losing the engine in warm-up this morning, frustrated with the strategy at the end of the race, and sometimes that frustration can bubble over, can it?
Let's celebrate this guy. He's the reigning series champion. He's the defending race winner, and he is going to defend that victory of a year ago. Alex Palou is going to lead almost half the race. Hello, Palou in Indianapolis. Alex has done it again. His 10th career win. Alex Palou wins the Sonsio Grand Prix.
Thank you, boys. Yes, that's the way to kick off the month of May.
It sure is. The DHL Honda, Alex Palou, kick off the month of May the best possible way. Will Power and Christian Lundgaard on the podium, ahead of Scott Dixon, Marcus Armstrong, his career best result, and Scott McLaughlin 6th.
What you watched today, guys, was the Palou show. Once again, that surgical precision, absolute perfection from him on the track and the team in the pits.
That dramatic thing that we saw, Diff, was that lockup in turn 1, and there was never even anything close to a mistake after that.
That was the Advanced Auto Part checkered flag moment. Nice little burnout, that's right. That was on lap 1, turn 1. He made that little hiccup, but that was the only blemish on a race where Alex Palou led 39 of the 85 laps to get career win number 10.
After a pole and win here at Indianapolis, the quiet, consistent season for Alex Palou no more. Alex Palou in victory lane for the first time in 2024.
Good job. Thank you. Yeah, good job. Where's mine? Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, boys.
Alex. Hugs for everybody on the race team. Alex, the car was quick. Wife Esther and the little one, but it was a pit stop that really got you the lead. Alex, how much is this a team win for Chip Ganassi Racing in the 10 bunch?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, did a mistake on that start, lost our first position there that we fight so hard in qualifying, but yeah, everybody, all the crew, engineers, and the mechanics did an amazing job on the pits, gave me that lead, and we just had to try and get the performance we had all weekend with the number 10 DHL Honda car. So it was an amazing win. It's great to be back-to-back from last year, and we're going to continue this May.
You have won this race before, so you know better than anyone. What does the momentum really mean to parlay that into the Indy 500?
Oh, I mean, it helps. It always helps. A win helps a lot, especially if it's a pole and a win and the way we want it. So, yeah, we're going to celebrate for sure. But, yeah, we'll switch this afternoon, the focus to the big one.
Up next is the 108th running of the Indianapolis 500, Sunday, May 26th. Watch it at 11 a.m. on NBC.